Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
Oh, man. Ooh, mic check 1 2 1 2. Happy Wednesday, the last Wednesday of the year. And what can I say? It's been a very long year, actually. It's been a really long year. Can't even complain about it. It's a lot of ups, a lot of downs, like an elevator attendant. You get it? No. Some of you may get that joke, some of you may not get it, but I think that was pretty funny. It's a dad joke, but hey, who am I? Again, it's the end of the year. Christmas passed by. I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. I hope everybody had a safe Christmas and enjoyed the holidays with their family, friends, loved ones, spouses, whatever the case may be, whether it was just your pets or by yourself. I hope you all enjoyed the day. I hope you had fun. I'm not going to lie. Christmas went pretty great for me. I cannot complain about it at all. I really did appreciate how Christmas went. But we'll get into that for me. I got that on the list. We'll talk about that later on down the road. But for right now, normally I talk about, my weekend review from Wednesday to Wednesday. But I'm going to talk about the year this time around. Because honestly, we're here. We're at the end of it. This is my last show of the year. Because of next Wednesday, it'll be a whole new year. It'll be the 3rd, January 3rd. I just thought about that. Yeah, my kid's mom's birthday is New Year's. She'll be 30. The Dirty 30. That's so funny. I keep forgetting it's the Dirty 30. The Dirty 30. Either way, what I will say is this has been a very rocky year. A very rocky year. For me personally, I mean, everybody else, I can't speak for you. I can't, talk about what you went through, what you were doing. But for me, 2023 was a year of a lot of ups and downs for real, man. I don't even know where to begin at it. But it's also a great year of growth for me, at the same time. So honestly, I'll never say anything bad about every year as it goes and comes. Because every year teaches me new lessons. Every year I gain some growth, whether it's a little bit or a lot. I always grow, and I appreciate that. But one thing is I get to reflect back on how the year treated me and how I treated it in return. 2022 was an amazing year. I'm not going to lie. It was a pretty amazing year. My 30th birthday was great. I can't really complain about anything that happened that year. I did a lot of to-dos, knocked off that list. So when I went with 2022 and it turned out so well, I'm expecting, 2023 to go just as well, if not better. I decided at the end of 22, I wanted another child, you know what I mean? And that's great because in 2023, not only was I able to have me another son, but we share the same birthday. He was born on my birthday, my 31st birthday. And I thought my 30th couldn't top anything. It was great. Grand Canyon, shout out to my best friend, Sid. She was with me the whole way that year. But from the Grand Canyon all the way down to the karaoke night, whatever we did for my Dirty 30, it was amazing. Like, I had fun that entire month. I was not playing. I did what I had to do. And I was just like, this is the best birthday I've ever had. Nothing can ever top this, and I spoke too soon. Because 2023 came around the corner and I had a junior born on the same birthday. Same name, same birthday, so that's pretty dope to say. I can't wait for our first birthday together because I only get the first one where I can actually, participate and be involved. And then after that, my birthday's done with it. It's all about him now. But our first birthday party is going to be an Austin Powers themed birthday party. And if you know me, you know why I chose Austin Powers. And yes, I am going to be Dr. Evil. So hope that helps out on why I needed it to be that theme specifically. All other than, just my son coming into the world, it was a great feeling to be able to get that that son on my birthday. That birthday gift, I don't think that will ever be able to be topped again. Especially because their mother went and got her tubes tied after him, so she tired of me getting her pregnant. She said, "Fuck that, you ain't finna keep putting all these kids in me," But I wish we could have got one more out of her. One more out of her, it would have been good. One more, just one. I'm probably being selfish with that statement, but yeah, it is what it is. I can be like that sometimes. Sorry. Anyway, but all in all, with 2023, not even say all in all. I was so thankful that he came in. That was nothing else will be able to top that birthday present. Obviously, we know nothing else will be able to top that. To be able to have a son born on your birthday, that's amazing, pretty dope, and get to name him a junior. If you don't know, my actual oldest son, Terrence, he's named after my brother that passed away in 2012. May he rest in peace. So I always told everybody when I had a boy, my first boy will be named after my brother since I lost him. And if you know me, you know how much my brother meant to me. So definitely that is why my first son was not a junior. But, I'm glad I did wait, because look at what happened when I waited. I actually got a son born on my actual birthday, our birthday now. Me and him share that birthday. And he's a junior. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool to say and walk around and tell people. Everything else in 2023, though, man, rocky, like trying to mend relationships with people, rocky, up and down. Trying to be there for people, trying to get out of my comfort zone to be more understanding for people's situations. 2023 was just, it was out of control. It was out of control for me. Again, every year I grow, but I feel like this year challenged me a lot in growth, specifically because I was, growing and learning to tame the emotions that comes with it. When you're growing as an individual all around as a person, you don't realize that your emotions kind of play a huge part in that. Well, you realize it, but you feel like once you've tamed them, you don't have to worry about your emotions becoming an issue anymore. What 2023 has taught me is that all my emotions have seemed to get this heightened, or they seem to have heightened for some reason. And controlling them is not as easy as it used to be. I can't understand why. I don't know why, but I'm learning to refamiliarize myself with my emotions for that case, or for that situation, because obviously there's something deeper as to why it's become so evolved and so hard to control. And I want to figure that out. Well, I am figuring it out. I am taking it day by day, step by step, getting that part taken care of. But even with all of this growing and learning that I am doing, and me realizing that I can't really control every single emotion anymore, it still tolls on me, because with putting so much effort into at least adapting to this new environment that my emotions are in, being the bigger person is exhausting, okay? It is super exhausting. And one thing a lot of people will not tell you about that is, well, a lot of men, they don't feel like they have the safe zone to even say that they're exhausted from being a bigger person, right? Everyone has the opportunity to be the bigger person. Every single person on this planet has the opportunity to be the bigger person. No matter your race, gender, none of that matters. You have the opportunity to be the bigger person. The problem with men is we are always expected, or if I'm wrong, it seems as if we are always expected to be the bigger person. We don't get to be able to choose the path of ignorance or the path of violence, or just to ignore someone. We don't get to choose any of that without being labeled something else with it attached to it. And what I mean by that is, let's say if, God forbid, somebody is doing the same shit at work to you that they've been doing for 3 weeks straight, and you told this person every day calmly to please leave you alone and please not do that, Please and thank you. You've been courteous, you've been kind, you've been nice. You go to the HR higher-ups and nobody can do anything about it, and that person is still being there. I'm sorry, but on that 4th week, if you come to me with that same bullshit and I flip out on you, you cannot be upset with the fact that I flipped out on you. It is what it is. You are pissing me off. You are getting on my nerves, right? But then you get told, well, you should have been the bigger person and walked away from that. And then when you tell them how long it's been done, they say, well, if you've been ignoring it that long, what's one more day? What? One more day? One more day is the difference between me and jail. That's what one more day is. That's why I went out and flashed off. So next time it happens, you all understand why I might be getting walked out of work. Simple as that. But on the other side, and again, this is no diss to the women at all, because I'm so happy that you all have a support system like this. I'm so happy that you do. It's amazing to see that, you all have it, because it makes me feel like as men, we can have something like that as well. And even when I say that as a support system with men, it could be as little as a little group that we go to monthly where we just talk to each other. It doesn't really matter. Anything helps. Somewhere is a start. You know what I mean? But in that case with women, it's more so of, you got a lot on your plate. I can understand why you went off on them. And it's nothing, again, there's nothing wrong with that, because it's great to have that kind of support system. All I'm saying is just, pay the respects to the other side as well. Men are expected to be the bigger person regardless of the situation, and I don't think that's fair. I just don't think that's fair. Because, again, it's not about being emotional, because you have to know when and how to be vulnerable. It's not really so much about letting your emotions flash out. But when you've shown a consistency in trying to resolve an issue, and you use every sense of logic and for that to get it resolved, emotions they fluctuate. They fluctuate freely, and I'm learning that now. Emotions fluctuate. I can't tell you that I'm going to be as calm with you on day 48 as I was on day 1 if it's the same issue for every single day. I think that's kind of ridiculous. I think we should be able to find a way for me and you to come to a compromise or come to an agreement where we can meet in the middle and we can take care of that issue together, instead of us having to resort to violence, or somebody has to yell or trip with somebody just to get their point across. I think there's more than one way to get your point across. Some people do only listen to anger, but that don't mean you can't teach them to, learn another way. Honestly, I don't take any situation. I say this all the time. I don't think you all should ever take any situation as a loss. I think everything you deem as a loss, you should look at as a lesson, because you learn from it at the end of the day. Regardless of what it was, you learn from that situation. So you saying the loss is putting on your mental that you're losing, when really in all reality, you're learning. So you're gaining something, you're growing. Just remember that. You're learning something. Even if you're going through the same situation, you're learning something every single time you go through it. You may take different paths, but you're learning that what the end result will be. You're learning something, you're growing at the end of the day. So I just, I don't think we all should believe in that word loss. I think we should believe in the word, unless you're talking about a loved one, right? You lost a loved one or you lost a friend. But, and when I say that, I mean they passed away, unfortunately. Because if you lost a friend, meaning they're no longer associated with you, then they were never really your friend in the first place. Because true friends will stick around no matter what happens and what you go through. You'll be able to work through it and talk through it. I can tell you that. As much as people want to say that doesn't exist, it does. I've seen people be angry and upset with each other day in and day out. I've seen them have arguments where you think they'll never talk to each other, and the next day you see them, it's like it never even happened. So, when you take in these losses, they're lessons. You're learning from every experience you go through. You don't have to realize, or you don't have to assume and think that, you are not worthy for something because you lost something. No, you're learning something. You've learned a new lesson. You've gained a valuable lesson. No matter what the situation is, you've gained a valuable lesson. You got to look at it, look at the positives with stuff like that. The more we want to sit here and talk about how down we are from it, the more we can look at how positive we can be from it. What we learned and what we learned to do and not to do, how to act and how to operate. We learn what moves to avoid and what moves we can take and what moves we can handle, whatever the case may be. But that's just me. I'm gonna look at every loss. And again, I wasn't like that at first. I used to look at it as like, damn, I keep losing. No, I'm not losing. I'm learning. I am learning valuable lessons out here, and I love that for myself. I love that I'm learning these lessons and that I'm taking it, to heart. But 2023 it's been. That's why I say I love it, because I feel like I've been lazy this year, but at the same time, I feel I've been so productive. And I know that's crazy to say. Reason being is simply because I have slacked off so much when it comes to content creating And that's in all fields of the aspect, whether it's for social media, whether it's for the show, whether it's for OnlyFans, whether it's just for a simple game, right? Whatever the case may be. I have took a step back from it, and I feel like I've been so lazy to do any of that. I feel like I don't have the motivation to. And that's my own fault, because I have these great ideas. I just need to put the work in to get there, So I have to make myself get back to that, which I'm working on that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to make sure that I get back to the person I used to be. But 2023 took a hell of a toll on me. It took a hell of a toll on me. And I'm just glad to say that I made it through. Right at the end when I thought I wasn't, I made it through. I did. So I'm pretty happy about that. I'm pretty excited that I made it so far within the year. But when I say it's all, lazy, as much as I want to just argue and say it's been completely lazy, it's also on the better half of it. It's been productive with my growth, because even though I haven't been able to grow with content, I've been able to grow as a father. I've been able to grow as a person, as an employee, as a worker. I've been able to grow still. And the biggest thing is me being a father. The amount of growth in this year of that alone is just, it's great to me. And I'm happy that I'm going down that road of continuing that productiveness of being a great father to my kids. Like, I grew up without a dad, so I try to be the best dad I can be to my children. I forget what Lil Wayne song that is. He says, I should get a tattoo that says I'm not like my dad. Jesus Christ, amen. I forgot what song it is. But he says that I should get a tattoo that says I'm not like my dad. And it made me think really hard about that point of him getting the tattoo of tattoo saying I'm not my dad. And it made me want to make that into a thing. Not like my dad. I want to make that into something where it benefits either the youth, benefits myself, my children. But I want that to be a statement to where it says, I may have not, because you can flip it both ways. I may have not had a father around, but just because I didn't have one, don't label me like I am him, because I don't care what you say. I'm a decent father. I like to believe. Everyone says I'm a great father, but I'm going to say I'm a decent father because I always feel like I can improve. I can do more. I can do better. So that's what I'm going to say there. But with that being said, don't compare me to somebody that wasn't there for me. And that may be the motivation I have to be a great father, but I also want to instill into my children why it's important, especially my boys, because they're going to be fathers one day. I want to instill to them why it's so important for their father to be around, why you have to be there. You know what I mean? How much trouble I'm probably going to keep them out of or save them from. I'm not going to be able to save them from everything or keep them out of all trouble, because some things they're going to learn the hard way, whether I'm there or not. They're going to learn the hard way. But I can coach them through those tough times so it won't happen again. That's what I can do. You know what I mean? But I want that statement, not like my dad. I want that to be something that I can turn into a positive for not just my children, other kids, and whatever the case may be. And even if, my kids grow up not loving that statement, even when it says not like my dad, I don't want them to be like me. I want them to be better than me. Of course I want them to be better than me. I want them to do way better than I ever could have done. I want them to surpass me in every single way. Because I want them to be great without any pressure. You know what I mean? My biggest thing with my children is the respect factor. I want my children to learn and understand respect and discipline. Because if they can learn that, anything else in the world, I'm not worried about, because they'll be able to tame, handle it, take it, do whatever they need to do, and they will tear that shit up. They would do great at it. They're going to have the support of me and their mother behind them. You know what I mean? The support of their dreams, their own motivations, their own support system, whatever the case may be. And it's going to be amazing. It's going to be so great. But I always want them to be better than I ever could be. I'm not saying that if they aren't better, or if I don't deem them that, or if somebody sees that, I'm not putting these expectations on my kids. I just want my kids to be respectable. And as long as they're respectable, they're already 10 steps ahead. You know what I mean? I went through life to learn respect in different areas of my life. Like, I mean, I guess you should do that normally, but as a man, there are some things you have to learn to respect even more, right? And my mother didn't know that. As a single mother, she didn't know that. You know what I mean? To how to teach me that or show me those things. But I do want to show my children that growing up. I do want to show them, you know, how it is. With being a man, there are some things that come with that title, you know, and nobody's saying that you're going to be built what I am saying is you are built to deal with it, but I'm not going to force you to handle it. What I am going to do is raise you to be able to attack it head on without worrying about pushing it to the side or not getting through it. I just want you to be able to know how to use your resources and make them valuable. With all my children, that's it. I just want them to be very resourceful, respectful, and have discipline. Because I kid you not, they're my children, so they're going to go far. I believe it. I just got that faith in them. I got that confidence. They already show the signs of what they want to do, where they want to be, and just the amount of imagination and support they have within each other right now. I can only imagine how big and how huge that'll grow when they get older. I can only imagine. So this year as being a father, I've grown so much because I've gotten to learn my kids on a whole different level. You know what I mean? It's so great to be able. My oldest two are at a point where they can explain more so what they are interested in and what they like, so we can have more fun with it. So this year, especially going into school with, you know, Terrence going to first grade, Kalila going to kindergarten, there was so much more to explore in that field of opportunities as a parent, whether it's helping with homework or helping with how they're operating in class, or, you know, getting them to school on time or picking them up from school. It's just the point of being there and how excited they are to see you as a parent. It's just pretty cool. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty nice. Especially because when you show them something cool and that they didn't know how to do, but you show them a cool way to learn it, and they get so excited, you know, it's pretty cool. They'll come and tell you like they try to teach their classmates or try to show them. So it's pretty nice to see and hear stuff like that. You know, I am just glad that I'm able to raise such wonderful children, and that I have the help of their mother to do so. You know, I'm not going to take anything away from her, because I always say this, regardless of whatever me and her had going on, she is a great and a wonderful mother. I will never take that away from her in a million years, you know. But yeah, I needed some water for this next part. One emotion that I'm having the biggest problem with, the biggest issue with controlling again, is my anger. And I mastered it for a while, and it's like now I'm at a whole new level. And you know what the problem is? If I'm at a 4 or I'm at a 6, you got a good shot of me calming down within seconds. You got a great shot of me calming down within seconds, right? My issue with my anger right now is the halfway mark. That's the problem that I'm having. And I don't know why it's the halfway mark. Or actually, I think I do know why. I feel like once I get to that 5, I'm in the middle there. Now I'm upset and I'm angry. But I feel like that middle gives me like a, how do I say this? I feel like once I'm at a 5, I go off into my own little cut scene into my brain, and I start thinking to myself like I break the fourth wall, and I say, should I turn up or should I let it go? And because I want to be an asshole lately, I've just been turning up every single time. It's like when I'm at that 5, I'll just go straight to violence. I don't like that. I don't like that about myself. I don't like that I'll go straight to violence. I feel like, hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. Ooh. I feel like, though, that 5 is telling me, choose the path you want, and nobody will be upset at you for it. And I need to learn that I'm at a 5 for a reason. And that's my way of telling myself to say, okay, you're at a 5. So it's time to calm down. So I've been trying to implant that in my head that every time I get at a 5, I need to instantly calm down. Because I don't want to have that time frame of where I'm sitting there thinking that I should go ahead and turn up. I don't want that in you. I don't want that cutscene. I don't want to break the fourth wall. I want to control my anger again to where I can say, if I turn up, it's justified. Nobody can get angry at me. Nobody can get upset. Nobody can say anything because it's justified. Because I've done everything I can to be patient, cool, calm, and collect. And anger is the only option left. There is no other option. I can't even walk away at this point because they're blocking my exit. You know what I mean? That's where I want to go back to. So little by little, I've been implanting in my head that every time I feel like I'm getting angry, to instantly calm myself down. And how can you do that? It's so hard. I just close my eyes for 2 seconds, say calm down, open it up, reevaluate the situation. I completely release the anger out of myself. It's not perfect, but it is at a level where I can control it to a point where nothing horrible happens, and I'm happy about that. When I say nothing horrible, I mean like arguments. I don't have to say things that, or raise my voice. I can get to a point where I can calmly, even if I am having to take a minute, I can keep my mouth closed while I'm angry, right? I don't want to have that, that tongue as sharp as a sword. That saying, that's a blessing and a curse. Yeah, I love being able to be sarcastic and be able to say, rebuttal anything that's said to me. I love that for sure. But what I try not to do is when somebody's talking to me with pure emotion or they're expressing how they feel, I do not want to sit up there and dismiss the way they're feeling because I want to say something smart to make them feel even worse. I think that is so disrespectful and it is so hurtful to whatever person you're speaking to. It's fucked up. I don't care if you think they needed to hear it. You didn't have to tell it to them like that. And it's not your place to tell it to them like that. Because 9 times out of 10, they probably already know and they just don't want to work on it or improve on it. But what you can do is, like they say, silence is a killer. You can choose to stop dealing with that person. Don't give no excuses. Don't do anything. Just walk away without saying anything. And I guarantee you, your silence will hurt just as much, if not more, than those words you were going to say. I'm telling you, because they're going to feel like, oh, damn, you don't even got the energy to argue with me about it no more. You don't want to trip about it no more. No, nothing. That's where it's going to get to. I want to get to that point again to where I can get to the point where if I want to say something sarcastic and smart, it won't come from a place of anger. I want to get to the point that if I'm having a debate back and forth and somebody says something that pisses me off or it cuts short, that I can snap back to reality and say something even slicker that doesn't hurt their feelings, but it's just something funny. I want to be able to get to a point where anger is I'm wrapped around its finger. I control everything it wants to say and do, right? Because remember, anger is always a second emotion. It's never the first. I don't know if you've been listening for a while. I probably said this more than once, but if not, I'm going to repeat it for you again. Anger is always your second emotion, okay? You have 3 things that happens in between you and anger. 1, you have, what is it called? Fear of the future, okay? I'm sorry. Frustration from the past is your first one, right? Frustration from the past, meaning if you were young and somebody took your arm and pinched it and twisted so hard and it left you a bruise in the mark and it hurt so bad and it was so sore, somebody came back along again one day and they barely pinched you. They barely pulled your arm, but that one little barely pull reminded you of that pinch from when you were a kid. You get angry about it and you let it out on them. See how that works? That's where your anger came from. Your anger didn't come from them actually pinching you. Your anger came from the fact that it reminded you of something that happened in the past. That's where your anger came from on that one. Frustration of the present is your next one. I said that completely wrong. The first one is hurt from the past, which we just went over. The second one is frustration of the present. So let's say we're all in a room and you're in the room with 20 kids and 2 other adults, okay? All of the kids are calling your name specifically. Let's say, for instance, your name is Mike, okay? And they're like, Mike, can you do this? Mike, can you give me this? Mike, can you give me that? Mike, can you give me this? And the other parents are around just watching but all of the kids are coming to you and they see that you're overwhelmed and you can use some support. But everybody's coming at you. Now after all of the kids are coming at you, now the adults are saying, hey, Mike, after you take care of the kids, can you come help us with this? Hey, Mike, after you do that, can you come help us with this as well? Now everybody is at you and they're trying to pull you in every different direction, trying to get you to do something. And you just might say, you might just yell out, wait, or one damn minute, or what, or, fucking help me, whatever the case may be. That is frustration of the present, because everybody is around and they're all trying to get you to do something at once. It made you angry. And what you can do to block that is, or to battle that is, when you're in that situation, you can say, hey, everybody, I need a minute to myself. You really can. Hey, everybody, I need a minute to myself. It's a lot going on. I'm one person. I can help everybody out, but just give me a minute to myself so I can calm down and get you guys going, okay? Simple as that. You know what I mean? Then you have fear of the future, which is the last one. And fear of the future, the best way to describe that is flight or fight, right? So let's say you're at a ATM, you're getting robbed. Now, you have a gun, but somebody else walks up to you with a knife and they're threatening to kill you. You don't want to die so bad. You're so scared of dying. Your anger is going to take over and kill that person. You know what I mean? Or let's say if you don't have a weapon, or you only have a knife and they're trying to rob you at an ATM, you know what I mean? And all you have is a knife on you. You be so scared to die, you do anything you can. That anger will take over, and you're so fearful of your death that you will go ahead and try to survive. Flight or fight. Survival is the one thing that every human being has in common. Little do you know. But when you're dealing with anger, you have to, knowing that is great and all, right? And I've been knowing that for over a decade now. However, when it's real time and things are happening, that's what you have to train yourself for, right? I can sit in the mirror for an hour a day and tell that to myself on how those 3 different things affect anger, and how they're always, anger is always a second emotion. But one of those emotions will trigger your anger, could trigger your anger, right? And no matter how much I tell that to myself, when it happens and I get angry, because I'm angry, sometimes you cannot think straight. You cannot think straight. You can't. And I'm just telling you, because I used to have a horrible temper. I'm so proud of the way I've grown with my anger and my temper. But I used to have a horrible temper. It used to be crazy. I give myself cues now. So sometimes I'm not going to go ahead and, when I realize I'm getting angry now, I'll step back, or I'll take a deep breath to give me enough time to process if it's really worth being angry or not. Letting it control you, you feel so weak to it. You feel so weak and so vulnerable, and I hate that. I don't like that feeling at all. I want to be able to control that for myself, which I'm working on. I'm doing better at, but I want to be great at it again. You know what I mean? And it's going to take some time, but I'll get there. So all in all, 2023. Oh, sorry. Ooh. I don't know what it is. Something making me sneeze. I respect this year all in all. It has taught me to mentally be prepared for any and everything crazy that can come your way. Okay? 2023 has taught me that if I cannot learn to control my emotions as they evolve, as they develop, I will be dealing with the same cycle over and over and over again, which I shouldn't have to deal with. Nobody should. So I'm not upset about it. I'm not mad about it. Again, shout out to my best friend. I really appreciate her. She's been through it all with me. I appreciate her so much. Like we was talking the other day, and we talking about the streets, and I said, friend, only thing out here is the streets and STDs. That's it. Oh, sorry. I said the only thing out here is STDs and liars. That's what I told her. Only thing out here is STDs and liars. I ain't got time for either or. You know what I mean? I ain't got time for either or. But shout out to her. We both been going through a lot these last couple years, but we've been, holding it down for each other, having each other back, whatever the case may be. So shout out to her. Now, for this last month though of this year, last month and a half, man, like last month, as you all know, as I stated, I had a mental breakdown last month, man. I had a very tough mental breakdown. And it's crazy to say that because I never thought I'd be there again, and I got there, and it was a very dark place. Very, very dark place, man. And I just want to talk about all of December in general, because this month has been a long journey. And I mean, it's been rough and it's been tough, and it still is, but it's a hell of a fight. I'll tell you that much. Back when it first started, what'd he say? They had us in the first round. It was whooping my ass in the first round, you know what I mean? But now I got back up on my feet, and I got a good support system under me, and I am doing the goddamn thing. I am going the whole 12 rounds. You hear me? If I don't knock them out, we going the whole 12 for sure. You know what I mean? But I've been spending the entire month recovering from my mental breakdown. I've been spending the entire month. And the funny thing about that is, when it first happened, I did away with social media. I still have not activated my personal phone number yet. That is how serious I am taking this journey, right? And granted, probably this weekend or next weekend, I'll probably go ahead and get that number back, because, I can't go too long without it, seeing that some of it is for business. However, so far, I've had a burner phone for this last little month, a little burner phone. Now, I reached out to a few people when that happened. I reached out to quite a few people to let them know what was going on and what was happening. And I reached out to them on this little burner phone, right? And it's only been a couple people that has really reached back out. My best friend and my kid's mom. The only two that have really checked in, followed up, hey, how's it going? How you doing this day? How's this, you struggling with anything? What's going on? What's the case? Only two people that I've had that issue with. That's not even an issue. It's a great thing to have. But I expected certain people to be there, and they weren't, you know what I mean? Certain people to be there. But that's what happened when you set high expectations or set expectations. Sometimes you get disappointed, which is okay. It's perfectly fine. But it just kind of opens your eyes as to who's really around for you. You know what I mean? It shows you who really cares and who's really there. It's been quite a journey, but I've been grateful to them too, because they have definitely been keeping my head held high. I will not lie. They've been keeping my head held high. If my best friend isn't doing it, it's my kid's mom, and I just appreciate how much effort they put in to do that for me. I really, really do appreciate it. It's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful experience to have them 10 toes behind me, to make sure every time I'm getting ready to fall down, they're there to carry me on, one arm each, right? It's just amazing. We definitely went ahead and me and my best friend did her Christmas decorations earlier this month, and it kind of made me want to do Christmas decorations. So I went and found a tree and some stuff, and me and the kids, and their mom, we all got together. We put up the tree, we put decorations on there, we had a fun time. They enjoyed every little minute of that little experience there. I think we even made cookies, or was it hot chocolate? We made something that day that involved Christmas, just to make it happen. But it was so fun to be able to sit up there and do the decorations with them and coach them on where to put it and where to put this and where to put that. They tried to help spread out the tree. Of course, we had to go back over it with them and get it fluffed up the right way. But they at least tried, and they helped, so I appreciated that. That was dope. It was fun. It was pretty fun. So I'm glad that I actually got into the Christmas spirit, and I went ahead and actually, got those done with them. Also, the work, we had a Christmas party last week, and that was pretty dope. They left the venue open for us with the mini bowling and the mini golf and all of that good stuff. They got us food. We had a white elephant game we played. By the way, I won a shirt that says, I love MILFs. So, hey, I do. So I was happy about that. We had a great time. We took lots of pictures. Unfortunately, my camera freaking deleted all the pictures when I put the memory card in my other phone to get them out. It deleted the pictures, and that kind of hurt my feelings because it was a bunch of pictures of great memories, and it was amazing. So I'm so mad that we lost it, but whatever. But the Christmas party was great. I won at mini golf that day. Hey, I'm the champ. I'm the champ. I'm the champ. Had some drinking going on, fun little games and prizes and everything there. And I even won best dressed, so I got some movie tickets. I actually need to cash those in with the kids one of these days. That'll be pretty fun. And that was great, I was happy and excited about that. I'm not going to lie. Also, everybody had Christmas this past Monday, a couple days ago. When I started off by saying I hope you all had a great Christmas, because I did too. And I want to get into that now. Let's dive into that. Christmas was amazing for me, man. I'm not going to lie. Again, special shout out to my kid's mom, man. Like, she's really been keeping my head held high. She's been very supportive. She's been having my back. Like, I appreciate her so much. She's done so much for me this past month through everything I've been going through to make sure I keep my head up, and I'm thankful for that. But for Christmas, I think that was another thing she kind of she saw, because she know that, holidays are around and I don't really have family to go anywhere to, right? All I got is the family I created. And, she was like, is it okay if we have Christmas at your house this year? We do it there. Me, you, and the kids, we have presents and everything. So, of course, I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. We've already got the tree and stuff up. So that sounds great for it to happen here. Christmas Day comes, and of course, Christmas Eve comes, I got off work at 7 o'clock that day, 6 or 6:30, something like that. But I was happy to tell them that, I was off of work early, so I wouldn't have to be gone long, you know what I mean? We spent Christmas Eve and Christmas together, and it was amazing. The night before, what did we do? We did a cake the night before, or I think cookies. We did one of the two the night before, but I let them open that one present at midnight kind of thing, and then they woke up I woke them up the next day. But I want to talk about Christmas Eve. It was great. We did Christmas pictures, right? I'll post more about the pictures later on. We did family pictures for Christmas, and I'm so happy to do that, especially so my kids, when they get older, they have those kind of pictures to show off and look back at. I didn't really have those growing up, and I've always wanted them, so it's nice to be able to have them for my kids and with my kids. That way they can look back on it and see it. We also watched a Christmas movie. We spent the whole day, though, well, I will say after I got off work, just hanging out and having fun. We were kicking it, they were singing and doing all this dancing and stuff. They got microphones, so ironically their gift that they opened at midnight were microphones, so they were doing these little shows all night, which was pretty funny. Sitting there singing with each other back and forth. Of course, leave it to me, I had to put batteries and everything. Because, toys don't come with batteries, so good thing I had some on backup, and that was pretty cool. So after Christmas Eve, everybody went to sleep pretty early. That's what it was. I had cooked for everybody. But come Christmas morning, you know what I mean? Christmas morning was the day. I just can't explain how great the feeling was, how amazing Christmas went for me this year. It was something I'll never forget. I had the best time. I was so happy. I smiled the entire day. It was nothing but fun times, great times. What I did was I got up I gave the kids till about 8:30, something like that. And I was tired of waiting. So, sorry. I was super excited for my kids for Christmas. Probably way more excited than they were, but I got tired of waiting. I got tired of waiting. So I went ahead and I grabbed the pots and pans like we, used to do back in the day, and I started banging them together. It's Christmas, it's Christmas, it's Christmas, wake up, it's Christmas. They getting up, they getting ready to open a present. So I grabbed the speaker, and the first thing I play is the Chris Brown This Christmas to start it off, let us know that it is Christmas time. And then I play, of course, the original version after that. Then I just kind of let the music take its own turn with Pandora, let it go from there. The kids started opening their presents, and one after another, whether it was just an outfit to one of the toys they got or one of the electronics they got, They were super excited, like the energy, the hype, like they would hug us after every gift. We let them know from the jump, like every gift is from mommy and daddy. Like we didn't have time to go back and forth. Every gift is from mommy and daddy. How about that? You know what I mean? It doesn't matter who got what. So they went back and forth and just hugging us. Every single time they opened something, they gave us a big hug. They were super excited. They were so happy. Also, they were just like, I can't believe y'all got us these things. Terrence and Kalila got PSPs for y'all that know PlayStation Portables. I got that for them because Terrence's biggest complaint with his PlayStation 5 was that he wouldn't have nobody to hook it up for him at his grandma's house. So at least now he's got something to play that's portable. And I went and found a little SD card online from eBay that got all the games on it already. So, paid a little amount for that and called it a day. But they both have those little PlayStation Portables. Miracle's got her little tablet. Of course, everything that they have is supervised and under parental advisory. Only I have the codes to. Certain things they can't access, which is pretty dope that I've got it all at the palm of my fingertips. It's pretty cool and pretty amazing. But Christmas Day came. Even after they were opening presents, they were just excited that it was Christmas. So the energy they had, it was great. It was dope. I was like, dang, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. They kept my energy up and hype. So after we got done opening gifts, of course, next thing around is, we getting hungry. So I think, what did they eat at first? I made them some chili. Well, me and the girls, I have to tell you this little side story first because it'll make sense later. Me and the girls went to the store to go get something to cook for Christmas. And Terrence was in the back room, but Kalila and Miracle both had on their new dresses. They got their new Belle costumes. They got the Princess Belle costumes, and they put them on. We went to the store to get something to eat, but they were like, we want the girls to go and the boys to stay here. So Junior and Terrence stayed with their mom. So me and Kalila and Miracle went to the store. Went and got food to eat, went and got the stuff to eat, got everything we needed. I came back. And I started making them chili cheese fries, so Terrence started bringing the stuff in the kitchen for me from the living room when I brought the groceries in. And Terrence was like, why did you leave me at the store? And I was like, well, simply because what happened was I had actually went and Kalila and Miracle said they wanted the girls only to come. And, sometimes when you say boys only, me and you are going, we lead them here. So I was being fair. I was like, what happened? You miss your siblings? And he was like, yeah. And, it's Christmas Day. And this is where it hit me in the feels. He says, don't you miss your brother, the one that passed away? Him right there. And he pointed at the picture on the wall that I have a little baby. And I was like, yeah, I do actually. You don't know how much I do miss him, but different things though. I took your sister to the store, mine is, I wish he was at the store coming back. But just to hear him ask me that question, it was just like, yeah, I mean, I do, I really do. I really do. Speaking of, let's talk about my Christmas gifts. I got from my kid's mom, if you can see here, she got me a nice little necklace, gold necklace. And it has a picture of me and my brother on there. With the wing, wait, let me see. Let me see if I can show you. With the wings. I'm pretty sure you've seen it down here. But it's got a picture of me and my brother in there, and it's got wings on it. It's a little gold necklace. And she also got me socks with me and pictures, a different cutout to me and each kid, but all the different kids on there with the Sands Thomas family. And I thought that was pretty dope. So this alone right here, I'm not a huge fan of jewelry, right? I'm not a huge fan of jewelry, but I will say that I haven't been able to stop wearing this because the thought behind it, the thought behind both gifts, but the thought behind this specifically was just it was amazing. I appreciate that so much. You don't even understand. Also, speaking of cooking, I did cook. I went to the store and I got some beef ribs. I made some burgers. I made some barbecue baked beans, barbecue ribs too, of course. I made some mac and cheese and some corn. Also, me and the kids made cookies and a cake for dessert. But man, when I tell you everybody was happy with the food, kisses to the chef, you know what I mean? Diamond took my leftovers and took it to work for her to eat lunch, and We're going to have words about that when I get to talk to her again, because I was looking forward to that food. Hurt me to look in that fridge this morning and my leftovers was gone. But it's all good. It's all good. You know what I mean? We'll get it out the way. We'll talk about it. We'll fight about it. We'll fight about it. It's all good. Also, what was that? Cooking? Yeah, I got that done. And then, the pictures. We did the Christmas pictures, which I'll be posting all of those. Or if you haven't seen them already, I'll reshare them again, but you should have seen them already. But they were great Christmas pictures. I'm glad we were able to do it. I really hope, y'all like what y'all see. It's pretty dope for sure. And again, shout out to my kid's mom, man. Every step of the way, she's been helping me out. She's been, helping me through the issues I have, let alone that. She's been making sure she's holding it down for the kids still, too. And yes, I still do my part as a father, but I'm just saying for other things I have going on in my life, for her to be so supportive at this moment, well, it's just amazing to see. The people that you don't expect to be there and help you, they're there to support you. It's just crazy to see. Her birthday is next week. It's Monday, about 5 days away. Her birthday is on New Year's, right? So I am going to take her out for her birthday, let her have fun. I think it'll be a nice little gesture, a nice little gift to take her out for a date night for her birthday. For her 30th, it'll be her dirty 30, so I can't wait to do that for her. It's going to be nice. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to make sure she has fun and she enjoys it. All around, I try to tell her, man, I see the growth. I see the effort, I'm not knocking her for anything. I'm not trying to knock her for anything. But I put up on Facebook and I told y'all the other day that I'm giving y'all about 3 to 5 months of 2024 before I go and get my family back. And I said that because I have to tie up a few loose ends. Now, when I say tie up a few loose ends, I'm not saying that I'm trying to go be a dog or be a hoe. I just want to get back to a healthy version of me on my own, a healthy, happy version of me on my own, because I think it's not fair of me to give myself to her broken. I don't think that's fair to her to be damaged and to be in a situation mentally where I am and allow her to have to deal with that. I don't think that's fair to her. I think I should be able to get back to myself and get back to the way I used to be as a man, as a person, mentally happy and healthy, and then be able to give her that version of me. So we can grow together. You know what I mean? Growth is not an overnight thing, and Rome was not built in a day. I can't tell you what will happen between me and her. I can't tell you that we're going to stop dealing with each other. I'm not going to tell you that. What I will say is that I feel like it is unfair of me to just, because of how great she's been lately, to just throw all of my shit, for lack of a better word, on her and expect her to help me through it all. I feel like I'm going to value her and her time and value her as a woman and work on myself and get myself back to being happy and healthy, especially mentally, before I just go and sit down there and jump back into something serious with her. I don't think that's fair to her to give her a part of me, especially the broken part of me. So I don't mean tie up loose ends like I'm just trying to be out here and be this man that just is out here being Clifford the Big Red Dog. What I mean is that I need to tame my emotions. I need to get myself back in control. I need to be a better version of me again before I can sit down and worry about being a partner for her again. Because if I'm not a better me, being a better partner ain't going to do shit but tumble down all over again to a toxic cycle. And I'm done doing that. We're done doing that. We've had conversations and she understands, she's not rushing anything. She's not assuming anything's going to happen. What she understands is that, I'm working on myself. I can't guarantee a future, but I can guarantee you that I'll health myself back to normal before I try to offer myself back to you. I'm sorry that I want to operate that way, but I think it's better safe than sorry. I'm just happy that she understands that, you know what I mean? And we don't have to worry about that being an issue, Because again, I cannot begin to explain how grateful I am that she's been here for this last month of me being on the verge of just losing it all to having the confidence to be able to fight it and bring it all back. You know what I mean? So I appreciate her and I'm thankful for her. I will say that. All in all, I do want to thank you all again for listening to me. I go off every Wednesday and just try to talk my shit and say what I say. But today I wanted to talk about how much the year has shown me, how much I've grown, and how much I just appreciate everything all around. I wanted to be serious for a second and actually, get into everything and dive in deep about everything that has bothered me this year before I just went ahead and turned another cheek to the new year. But before I see you all, Happy New Year to everyone, because, I won't see you all or talk to you all again until the next year. Can't wait to see you and talk to you on the hottest radio station on the planet, Hot 702.5 FM. Also, don't forget, you can reach me out on the socials. On Facebook, it's Mark Quan Thomas, or Quan Facebook, Jell Thomas. Instagram is Juss Quanni, as well as Twitter, or Choose Your Character, as well as Quanni702. Feel free to shout out and reach out to me. Shout it out. TikTok is just Quanni23. But I'll talk to y'all next weekend, next year, if you want to say. Again, on the hottest radio station on the planet, Hot 702.5 FM. One last time for the year 2023. Peace, love, and hair grease. I'll catch y'all next week.